he missed like 5 or 6 birthdays of his kid.
It can't be easy for pursuing a career, being a professional athlete, and you have the weight on your shoulders of your relationship not working out. And
but there were many times where we had to travel and go and do talks in different provinces, and I missed my wife's birthday 3 times.
clearly this was meant to be. Clearly this is like part of your stars. To only a year and a half into your rugby career, and then you get booked by one of the biggest teams in South Africa, sign a contract, and you go over to play for them. What was that like? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Catch Up Podcast.
Yeah.
I'm your host today, as always, Blake the Champ, joined by...
Jay Smooth, aka Jared Smith.
Before we get started, we want to send a big shout out to Crocs for powering the show. And then if you guys take a look, we have all this high-tech, high-quality equipment. So big shout out to Rode as well. Today, we have a very special guest on the show. Someone who is a phenomenal athlete. He is a world-renowned rugby player. He is an official Blitzboks player, representing our country all around the world. Today, we have Dewald Human. Let's make some noise for him.
Whoop, whoop.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. It's nice to be here, and thanks for inviting me.
Well, thanks for fitting us into your busy schedule. I know you just came from Hong Kong, if I'm correct, eh?
Yeah, we just played there.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate your time and effort to be here with us to inspire whoever will be watching this.
Yeah, and the last time we got to see you, got to spend some time with you is what I meant to say, was on the Best Foot Forward school tour. How was that experience for you?
No, it's always nice working with you guys, and I know you're making a difference in South Africa, especially in schools as well. So it was nice joining you guys, what you're doing in sharing the story, what you guys working in, and that's my part of life as well, sharing my story. So I enjoy working with you guys, and thanks for having me on the podcast.
No, it's cool. I think it's very important for all three of us, you know, inspiring the next generation, the youth, giving them a message of hope is so important. And I think, you know, when you joined us at the school, sharing your story is exactly what that did for the kids. You know, obviously they get to see you on TV, they get to see you play, they get to see you using your talent, but they don't know the story behind the person they see on TV. So I think that was a great opportunity for them. One thing I wanted to ask you, obviously you play professional rugby and you travel a lot, but you are also in a relationship with your girlfriend. What is that like? What is that struggle like, balancing having a relationship with someone you love, but traveling a lot and pursuing your passion? Is there conflict at times? Is there misunderstandings, or are you both on the same wavelength? Talk us through that.
Yeah, it's quite tough for me. We were dating from school from when I was 16, 17 years old. So when I went to the Bulls, we haven't seen each other for 2 years. So I was flying down for once a year, and she was still in school. She came to Cape Town to study here. So we broke up for a couple of months. Said this is not going to work, long distance. It's not for us. So I signed with the Sevens 2016, and they said, "Oh, let's get it a shot." And yeah, it's tough. Going on tour in 6 months of the year, every month you're away from your girlfriend. And that's also for me long distance, and not really in the country for a week or two and then flying out again. But yeah, it's just about you and your girlfriend, that connection and the love you share when you're together. And especially Coach Philip, he said the other day he missed like 5 or 6 birthdays of his kid.
Yeah.
And especially for me, I'm in Dubai when my girlfriend's birthday. So that's tough for me. It was the first year last year I was here. So that is quite tough on a relationship as well. But yeah, we make it work, and just open communication and know what the other one wants, and the goals, and understanding of where you want to go in life, and understand what she's doing and what I'm doing. That's very important in a relationship. So yeah, looking forward to the future, and very excited.
Nice, man. I think it comes with a lot of sacrifice, you know, is you have to, as a partner, believe as much in your partner's dream as they believe in their own dream,
Yeah, it's so
to have
important.
that type of support, you know, because the times are going to get tough. I mean, in a relationship, especially for women, you know, missing their birthday, that's a big no-no. You know, not even celebrating it properly can be a big no-no. So for you to miss it because you're pursuing your career, there has to be genuine support from her side and understanding. And then it makes all the difference for you as a professional athlete to do what you do best. Because it can't be easy for pursuing a career, being a professional athlete, and you have the weight on your shoulders of your relationship not working out. And I mean, that can throw your game off drastically.
Yeah, it happens with a couple of players, and it's very tough. But as you say, sacrifices, that's a sacrifice, and you must understand what the sacrifice is all about, and that communication with your partner as well. So we want to talk every week and just sit down and see what our life is going to be with each other in rugby wise, and what's my goal and what's her goal in life, and just to sit down and have a talk. And I think that's very important of a relationship, and especially when you play rugby and you travel the world and you're not really spending time together. But if you spend that time together, it's quality time.
But I mean, I don't think people grasp how important it is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like you sit down and you communicate. The communication in a relationship is so key. I know Blake and I can relate to what you're saying. Obviously, I'm not a professional sportsman. You were, or you are. But there were many times where we had to travel and go and do talks in different provinces, and I missed my wife's birthday 3 times, and I was in bleep,
bleep, bleep,
bleep, bleep, bleep, bleep, bleep, bleep, and I didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
I know. Didn't you miss your birthday when we were in America?
I think I missed my mother's birthday. I missed a few birthdays. My birthday, when we were in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I missed my birthday also. Well, we celebrated together, but
In
we were
Hawaii.
working basically. We were away working.
Shout out Kona.
Yeah. So you miss a couple of birthdays. And I've said it before also, is the career comes with a lot of sacrifice, you know, not just the relationship. So having a healthy relationship, I think, is a part of the foundation to make it all possible. Because your dreams are way bigger than, let's say, the average person. And your sport is very competitive. So there's a lot of other players that want your spot, that want what you want. Therefore, when you come, it really can't just be about your talent. We were chatting a little bit about this now off camera as well, is the talent and the skill that you put in is sometimes not even enough. There's a lot of factors outside of that make up your career and make you successful.
Yeah, it's tough, and you must work every day. Like we chatted, you must work every day, your skills and all that stuff to be on the top level of where we playing. And especially like we're talking about girlfriends and relationship now, if that's not gonna work, and that's affect outside of rugby, and that's a big influence in how you play and your focus and stuff. And in a relationship we're gonna argue and we're gonna have butt heads, but that's part of life, and you must like open communication and like, okay, I'm playing this weekend, just put it not behind us, but let's talk after the game or after a week or so, because this is very important for me as a player, and because I need to perform for South Africa and all the people is watching, and that's the type of stuff you need to put the line on and put the rules on and say like, okay, we had an argument, but let's put it aside for like 3 days,
So
and
good,
then we
bro.
can then we
It's
can
so important.
and then we can talk about it, and that's I think that's relationship, and know where you want to go into that relationship.
I want to ask a question for both of you actually, as professionals. We take our careers very serious, and I want to ask you this question. It's probably a rhetorical question because it has an obvious answer to it, but especially for your career, is being a professional athlete, being a sports star, a lot of attention comes your way, especially also from women as well, other women. Do you feel that your relationship keeps you very grounded, keeps you focused, keeps you working better?
Yeah, it's tough for me. Like you out of the country every month, and especially social media is tough because you get DMs and stuff like that. And for me, I was struggling with that. It's not about replying, but it's just the messages coming in, and me and my girlfriend are on good terms, and do this thing coming now, and there's a negative effect. But it's not about me. It's about our relationship in building our brand and moving forward in what I want in life. Want to get married, want to get engaged, and that's the stuff I want to put my head around and say, okay, just block it out. And I delete some of my social media just because of that, because I know where I want to go. I know where I'm in rugby, and it's quite tough. People say it's easier because you don't have to reply, but all that temptations and stuff out there is real, and people will trick you into that. And me and my girlfriend are together for now 9-10 years, but it's always on and off and long term relationships and stuff like that. So for me it was tough. I can admit it, but just blocking that out was a big part of where I am today in life.
So it's interesting you say that, because I don't have social media at all anymore, because for various reasons. But one of the reasons is what you were saying, is the attention and the DMs and then being in a relationship, being married, having kids. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm Johnny Bravo and have all the strength. I can admit that I'm a Samson. You know, and I have weaknesses, and you know, if there's consistent DMings, you know, and you're having a bad day, there's obviously a chance that you could reply or pay attention to something that's not healthy for you, and it could cost you. So I made a choice to get rid of all my social media to keep myself healthy and keep my relationship healthy, and I'm grateful I did it. I don't feel like I'm missing out, to be honest.
It's also a tough thing. It is a difficult thing because of the world we live in today.
For sure.
And having social media is part of your marketing.
For sure.
Because you can now market your own brand. You know, you don't need a company to do it for you like
For
back
sure.
in the day. So it is a tough one, because if you are trying to be on a certain level,
For sure.
global standard, get the attention, work with brands, operate around the world, social media does contribute to that. So it's a tough one, you know.
Yeah.
Sacrifice and then also pushing your brand. How do you find the middle ground? Very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and for me as well. I signed with a social media company, and they running it for me.
Nice.
And just to be outside of that social media part of life, and tell me, okay, you must go to this and this and this and that's this. Probably a safer way to do it.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
and it's not like you said, like you just don't want to admit it, but that's out there. It's DMs and all that temptation and stuff. We play on the highest level of professional rugby, and just keep DMing and stuff like that, and just to be safer in your relationship. That's probably safer just to don't have social media, or just be
Have an external company running it for you if you're a professional sportsman. For
Amazing.
sure.
Let's take it back though, because you said that you're in a relationship for 19 years. And then you also mentioned that your relationship started when you were at school with your girlfriend. So what school did you go to? Where do you come from? Run us through who Dewald Human was before Blitzboks player and all of that. What's the rise to fame?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I was a tennis player when I was in school. So I went
Tennis
to,
player?
Yeah.
I can't even see you as a tennis player.
No, you will see Rafa Nadal here. No, I bought Uniqua bought me for tennis. So I was there for tennis, and I met my girlfriend in grade 10, and I was playing touches one day, and the rugby coach saw me, and I was in the hostel, and we played touches every day between 4 and 5, just before we go for dinner and stuff. And he said, "Oh, that guy, you must come try some rugby." And I said, nah, my tennis coach not gonna like it. And high injuries and stuff like that. And yeah, I went out and tried and made the A team. One of my best friends played there now was Warwick Galant. And we played first game against Argentina tour team. I ran back, they kicked the ball, he jumped on my shoulder, out for three months, and my coach just said, "You see now," my tennis coach said, "You see now, the rugby is not for you." And after that, I was playing off rugby season. So yeah, it was quite nice, and the Blue Bulls gave me a contract in grade 11, and after that is history. So
What position did you play in 15 man?
I played fly off in fullback.
Okay.
So it was quite nice, and the Bulls was quite interesting. I was the smallest in our group, and they still backed me and said, because the Blue Bulls is big guys in fly position, you must tackle a lot and stuff like that. But they still backed me and gave me a contract for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I was there for 2 years. And yeah, coming back to my relationship, we started at grade 10. back in grade 10. So yeah, it was quite tough and um, for being in a relationship that time. And just got a contact and I moved up to Pretoria and she stayed in school and yeah, the long distance was quite tough, but we made it work and yeah, the rest is history.
So you got a contract in grade 11 at school to go play for the Bulls. Wow, that's incredible. That is an early professional start.
And he only
A lot of
started playing.
people leave
And he
school.
only started playing rugby the year before
Yeah.
from a tennis player.
So what, were you like 2-3 years into rugby?
2 years, 1 year.
Yeah, a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A year and a half. So clearly this was meant to be. Clearly this is like part of your stars to only a year and a half into your rugby career and then you get booked by one of the biggest teams in South Africa, sign a contract and you go over to play for them. What was that like?
Yeah, I'm blessed. Every day I wake up and just tell myself where I am today in life. I'm really blessed. And started back then. I wanted to be a tennis star. I wanted to go overseas and go play in America or train there in America. And now I'm sitting here at your guys' podcast and just living life and just enjoying life every day and not take it for granted because it can take you anywhere in life and you don't know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
But here I am today and I had my stripes in life and went to the Bulls, went to the Southern Kings, played Super Rugby and as a youngster, I'm 28 years old, but I had all that when I was 25 years old and for me it was quite big and nobody understand what all that sacrifices and all that stuff comes with in like the mental side of rugby and a 25-year-old gave him a South African gold medal for the World Series and that's quite tough and now social media is coming apart and all that stuff is coming apart with it and nobody you had nobody
To
say
coach you.
yeah Dewald, this is how you're gonna do it and this is the way you must handle the stuff and you just on your own and
Thrown into the deep end.
yes and you just enjoying rugby and sometimes you get a stage you lost and say like okay you must get Dewald Human back again and start focus on what you believes in and how you are as a person.
So would you say, did you always dream big? Because I mean, you had your eyes, you had your mindset on being a professional tennis player. But can you take us back to when you were like very young, when you were a toddler, when you were growing up? How did you get to that school to play those sports, to be recognized there, all of those things? What was your dream when you were very young, you know? How did you even get to that position to be playing tennis, playing rugby, all of those things?
Yeah, like I said, I'm always blessed and my mother put me in hostel even when we stayed in the same dorpie in Unondale, small town, ghost town.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm going to put you in the hostel and you're going to learn manners there. You're going to learn what is time, what is to do your homework and all that stuff to be neat.
Yeah.
So that I really appreciate of her. And I met she's like the mother of the hostel, Margriet Coetzee, and she sat me down one day and said like you really gifted and you're gonna do everything in sport wise in school. And I said, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't really think so. I'm just wanna go to the motions because that's how there people go and they're just stuck there forever. And I just want to do that. And I played tennis. I played like pink foot rugby. I was riding horses after school.
Sure.
I was doing athletics. I was doing all that stuff just to keep my mind off what is happening in Unondale. And I was traveling the world that time. I was going to Springbok. I was coming to Cape Town. All my friends is back in Unondale, just stuck there. And I was seeing the world. And every week I was going out somewhere to do sports and stuff like that. And grade 6, Outeniqua called me and said, I want you to come to Outeniqua and Oakdale and Oudtshoorn High. And I had all that opportunities to go and I was really blessed.
Yeah.
Till today, I'm really blessed to be sitting here and just look back and say, geez, it could have been someone else, but God picked me to go in this school.
But it's amazing how he said that initially he wanted to just, what's the town you come from? Sorry, say it again.
Unionville.
Uniondale. It's he said that he didn't want to play sport. He just wanted to do what people in Uniondale do.
Yeah.
So you at one point you were happy just to settle with the bare minimum of what was normal to you. You know what I'm trying to say? But somewhere along the line, something clicked in you and realized, hey, I can have more and I want more, because I firmly believe that our environment is not where we live; it's the way we think. So you can live in a space where there's poverty, there's not many opportunities, but you can still have a winning mindset that takes you out of that place that you're living in. And that's what happened for you. Organically, by choice, maybe both, but you were able to come from a small town and you were able to excel in many different sports and then eventually play a sport, rugby, on the highest level. And not many people get to take their dreams and make a reality. But one thing I don't think people realize is they see you on TV and they see the sportsman, but they don't realize that that person is a human being as well. They don't realize that that person is a human with emotions and has a story, comes from somewhere, has relationships, has a family, has their own struggles. And it's not what you see on TV, it doesn't happen automatically. There's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of consistency, there's a lot of injuries, there's a lot of setbacks, there's a lot of comebacks. I mean, let's just talk about this, because I know you've faced your fair amount of injuries yourself. What is it like working so hard, then getting injured, and then having to come back? What's that like?
Have you had major injuries before?
Yeah, I had 2 major injuries. I tore both my groins off the bone. That's 6 months out, and that's probably so tough for a rugby player. For me, it happened close to December, so I had the whole season out, because our season starts in December till June. So that's the whole season out. And
Did it happen at the same time?
No, not at the same time. Two separate. But that is probably a whole year of just rugby out of the door and opportunities as well. And just being in rehab is tough because you feel alone. You're not part of the team. You must grind. You must work. You must get fat, and you must do all that and get back. And just your mental state in that is really tough. You must get yourself up every day to tell yourself it's gonna be fine. 5 more months, 4 more months, 3 more months. That is the mental battle you must fight every day. But at the end of the day, you must know why you're doing it. And my why is my family. Every day I wake up and tell myself, this is not for you. This is probably bigger than you. And God gave you this gift, but it's not only for you, but to give it back to other people and to give it back to my family. And because they the reason why I'm sitting here, the point, because my mother and my father gave money in school to go to this town. Probably they didn't have it that time, but
they made a plan.
They made a plan to make it happen for me, and that I'm grateful for that, and that's why I'm saying this is bigger than me. It's not just about me, but is I have a gift and I must give it back to my family in South Africa.
You're actually making me think of a quote now, because as you all know, we are the official dancers for the Springboks for every year at the Cape Town Sevens and so on. And we did a show for when the Springboks was in the World Cup last year. We were performing it at the malls at Canalhoek and so on. And we opened the show up with a quote from Nelson Mandela. And I'm not going to say the full quote, but in summary, what he said is that sport has the power to change the world.
For sure.
And it instills hope in people where they have doubt, where there is no hope left. So if you look at it, look at the magic of sport and what it played in your life. You are willing to, at a very young age already, say, I don't accept any success for my future. I'll do whatever is happening in my community. I'm happy with that. It's fine. I'll be okay. And then sport changed your mindset because you practiced patterns and habits that were healthier for you. That changed your mindset and then made you believe in more. And you actually pursued that a year and a half into playing rugby, already booked with a contract to the Bulls. That's definitely a superpower, sport. Sure. And now you're able to sit here today And I can see you have peace in your heart, and you're happy and you're grateful, and you're able to look after your family. You're able to be in a position because of sport now to look after a family that went through struggle to put you in a position where you are today, and you can give back to them and fill their cup now.
That's probably the happiest thing in life. Just to see your family proud of you and to see them smile. Just to get a message, I'm very proud of you. Wherever you play in the world, and that's quite special. And that's why I get a lot of emotions when I'm playing, because I know why I'm playing. Especially playing for my family and for South Africa, and just to put that jersey over my head and another opportunity. I'm blessed to do that every time.
I remember last year, and I can't remember exactly where you guys were, and we spoke about it off camera. You guys were singing the national anthem, and I remember just seeing you crying a lot. I've seen you cry a few times, but I saw you crying. This was extra special for you. What was happening in your life at that time?
Yeah, just before Dubai, I lost my sister of COVID, not of COVID, of cancer. So yeah, it was quite tough for me. I haven't seen her in a while. I didn't go home because of rugby and the sacrifices and what I was doing for my life in rugby. And she called me and she was still fine. And 3 weeks before that, and said I must come home and must come visit. And she's sick of my family and bossing her around. She's fine and she's still battling. And that's the type of my family is. They still going through stuff, but they're still smiling because every day is a new day, and every day we're blessed to live. And yeah, she was smiling, and I got home, and 3 days after that, she passed away, and it was quite special for me in a way, not about she passing, but she was just waiting for me to come home and to say goodbye.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Me too.
Hey, nah.
So yeah, that was quite special for me, and just wait for me and to say my goodbyes and know what we. There was a sister just before me. I'm the youngest. There's a sister before me, so we were quite special in sharing the sport love in what I was doing and she was doing. And yeah, in Dubai was just playing the final against Argentina, and nobody knew about it, and I couldn't hold it in when I was singing the national anthem, and just make me feel proud of being a South African and just going through the struggles and what South Africa is going through, and my own struggle losing my sister just a couple of months before that. And yeah, it was quite special. And yeah, I couldn't really hold it in, and I just saw myself on the big screen, and yeah, and it was just for that final, and we won it, and it was really quite special.
Amazing. She was there with you in that game, brother. She was definitely, and she'll always be with you. May she rest in peace. I think that's so big, that she was waiting for you to come home. You can see it now, and you can feel it. It's a knowing more than just your opinion or so, and it's a knowing. And I think that's big because of the love that you guys share. And love for me will always keep us grounded. It keeps you doing what you're doing. It keeps you happy and content and at peace. And it keeps you understanding also that even though maybe she's not here with us anymore, she's in a better place now to be with you at every game going forward, so you can honor her life.
Yeah, but I want to come. Sorry, I just want to come back to that injury thing because I think it's something you speak about a lot, and it's there's like a thread here.
Yeah,
and I think people that are watching this, that are watching all the episodes, it's definitely something that they should look into. Is that he was saying that when he gets injured, he's got to talk to himself. And you talk about this a lot, self-talk. It's okay. It's 4 months ago. It's 5 months ago. What's my why? Why am I doing this? And if we cannot speak to ourselves in dark times in a positive way, we're not going to make it to the other side. And I know a lot of people are facing injuries and setbacks in different ways, not just in sports, but in life. There's divorce, there's affairs, there's addiction, there's injuries. There's so many different things that people are going through. But what I want to encourage the viewers right now is that no matter what you're going through right now, I want you to start speaking yourself into your dreams and stop speaking yourself out of your dreams. Start finding your whys. Why do you want to recover? Why do you want to heal? Why do you want to find your joy? Why do you want to find your peace? Find those reasons, and every single day you wake up, speak to yourself. Say, I'm going to get there. It's going to be okay. I'm one step closer. I'm going to take hold of it. I'm going to get there. I'm going to make it. And that motivates you. You know that it almost wells up a feeling inside of you of, let's go.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's very difficult to fight the negativity of
Definitely.
self-talk. Definitely. Like for me, it's more common that we would choose the negative than the positive.
Yeah, by
so
default.
So you have to almost be putting in a lot more work to stay positive than to go the negative route and maybe have doubt in yourself or let the fear creep in, you know. It's not just like left or right. That's how easy it is to choose at all. It's like 80% of the weight is negativity first. It's quicker to creep in. And then the 20% is positivity. And if you want to change that ratio, if you want to change that percentage, you need to be constantly putting in the hard work.
For sure.
And I think that's what you've done also is it's evident to reach the level of sport that you have. For sure, you must have put in a lot of hard work, and your routine, your patterns that you've created, your habits, your training must be that of, you know, different nature, of elite nature. What does it look like? What is your training schedule like? Because we just see you play. We see you guys on the field. We get to cheer you on. We get to support you. But in order for you to make that match, we know a lot of hard work goes in behind the scenes. What does that look like for you on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, like just to go to that injury thing, it's just for me self-taught as well, and you mustn't lie to yourself, especially in that process. You mustn't lie to yourself and say I'm fine, I'm doing better, and you're still not there, and you're not putting the work in to get better in that 6 months or a year. But that negative thought and positive, so you must keep grinding. You must tell yourself, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. I'm gonna put that step in. I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna do this, and then if you do it, you will see a much better positive vibe in yourself and how you carry yourself, how you talk to people, and how you go about things. But if you tell yourself, if you lie to yourself the whole time, it's fine. Yeah. And then that you can dig that hole deeper and deeper and deeper. At the end of that 6 months, you're not where you're supposed to be, and that's where you're creeping. You're not making a team. You're not doing this. But it didn't start there. It started 3-4 months ago, because you were lying to yourself the whole time. I'm putting the work in, and you're not putting the work in, and that's the tough part of that self-taught, positive mind every day. Waking up, know your whys, know what you were supposed to do and why you're doing it, and just being around people who's positive, man.
Yeah. But I mean, before you answer Blake's question, I want to ask you something, because you and I have had this conversation before on WhatsApp, and it's almost like I would say to you, hey bro, when's the next game? And you would say it's X, Y, and Z, and then you would tell me you're waiting for the team to be announced. So I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah. And you'd say, well, there's this many players, we're all training hard, but not everyone gets picked. So I'm like, huh? So then he says, yeah, well, then there's a certain day they announce the team. And sometimes there's been times where you've trained your arse off, but you're not in the team. How does that feel, even though you guys are all brothers, but how does that feel when your name doesn't get announced? And then how do you bounce back from that?
Yeah, it is quite tough. Like, you say, like, you're a rugby player, but you're human first.
Yeah, let's keep it real.
Yeah, let's keep it real. And it's tough, and it's quite emotional. Like, you put all that hard work in, and your stats and all that stuff is there, but it's just the coach believes in one player or two players, and you're not one of them. And and then you're human being first. And for me, taking 2-3 days just to settle down and take it all out and emotion-wise and come back stronger, and not taking it out on people, but it's not their fault. It's probably I don't know, like coach fault or whatever, but just looking at yourself, just looking at yourself and do that self-thought and look deep in yourself. What could I done more? What maybe one more push, maybe one more this, and that's what I like about rugby players, and just put that aside and say, geez, tomorrow I'm gonna push harder, and now Jared is my friend, but he's gonna go and make South Africa proud, and next opportunity is mine, and maybe if not, I'm still gonna grind because I know why I'm doing this and waking up every day.
It's so tough because think about this, bro. It's like I'm putting myself in his shoes now. Okay, obviously I played rugby at school, so but not on that level. So it's never been about, okay, on Thursday they're picking the team. But you in a team with a whole lot of guys that you travel with. And I've seen you guys like to make khat on your WhatsApp status, and you're all close friends and stuff like that. You travel the world and share intimate stuff. But then this guy is your best friend. You guys are training same levels, same stats, but he gets picked. You are human, but he's your friend. So is there ever like feelings of like not jealousy, but like is there
Envy.
does envy, negativity try and creep into the heart, or is it like, bro, you made it this time, lekker, do us proud, next time it's mine?
I think where we are, it depends where we are in the season and how's the dynamics of the team. Because if you have a healthy environment, that is quite good, because I'm proud of like going on tour, because we have the same common goal in making South Africa proud and making our system proud. But if that is not healthy competition in the system, and then that is gonna creep, and I'm jealous and I hate the system, I hate this, I don't want to be in all that negative thoughts coming through your mind. I want to go to this club now. I'm gonna move, and that's where all the stuff comes in. But if that's a healthy environment, and geez, this guy was pushing this week. He was grinding, and maybe I can follow him.
Yeah.
I was also grinding hard, but not like the stats of that.
Yeah.
And that's where I can. Well, I'm Blake. You're going to this one. Next one, I'm coming for you.
Nice.
But it's not in a bad way.
That's
but
cool, though.
there's healthy
You got to
competition.
have such a strong mindset for that, eh?
Yeah, that's why we so close of a brotherhood and love and family and making jokes and fun of each other. But we know what this takes of us in to represent South Africa.
What's the best prank that you've ever seen on tour? Are you allowed to share? Or is that a bit too much information?
No, there's a lot of pranks. A lot of I can't share.
You can't share any.
But no, not I can share some of it. Okay. But yeah, Coach Philip, I was still a youngster in the team. We went to 2018. We went to the World Cup in San Francisco, and yeah, that was also like a tough time for me because they left South Africa, the seventh legend, and I was training well, and Coach Neil picked me to go on tour. So that was quite also emotional for me because the work you put in to be there in stuff when you went going to the World Cup, that was quite special for me. And yeah, it was Coach Philip's kid's birthday. I will never do this in my entire life again. And his phone fell out of his pocket in the bus, so we had this prank, and I took his phone and I hid it. And he asked the guys, "Please, guys, my daughter's birthday today. I just want to call her and stuff like that." And everybody said, "No, we don't know where's the phone though. Maybe look in the bus and stuff." The bus driver went back to the hotel and maybe in his bus looking, said no, couldn't find it. And we went to training. We done with it, and after just before we go into the hotel, I said, "Hey, Philly, here's your phone, eh?" Yes, I could just see in his face why
he wasn't happy.
So gutted, and he wasn't happy about it. And yeah, we went for lunch. I went back to my room. My room was scattered. My bed was flipped. My clothes was out of everything. And payback time. And I will never do it in my life again with that guy. There's certain guys on tour you don't want to prank, and that is one of the guy in Chris Dry.
Chris Dry, is he the naughtiest?
He's the naughtiest. I can't tell. He's
I'm gonna WhatsApp him after this. I got his number.
Big shout out to Chris Dry. That's our homie, man. So yeah, take us back. You were touching on it a little bit now, and I asked the question earlier. It's all good. Just the training routine that you guys have, because it must be quite intense.
Wake up,
and of course it takes a long time in your day and in your week, and it must be quite strict. So what is that like?
Yeah, we wake up at like probably 6 to get into we there Stellenbosch Academy of Sport. So we base there. So we get there 7 o'clock breakfast and all that strapping and stuff like that. And we have meetings, probably 2 training sessions a day, depends on what we're doing in a gym session. And we close up like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's our day, but it's quite intense. I think we train harder than what the games is because
for sure.
we have that in mentality. Because if we train harder, like the games is gonna be much easier, but it's not easy. It depends on where we're going in on tour as well. Especially Hong Kong now is quite humid and it's hot, so you must have that intensity. We probably train 120, 130 more than what we used to, and that's the body is quite tough. On the Friday, you wake up and you don't want to do this, and jeez, why this? Why can't I just sit on a podcast and chat about life? Hey,
People don't get that though. That's what they don't. They see this guy on TV. They check he's in the Blitzboks running around, sidestep, score try. But the hard work behind it, the grind. I mean the amount of times that you guys push your body to failure. Where it's like your body wants to give up, but you keep pushing. People can't understand that unless they've experienced it. That's like a success in a picture. It's like the sweat, the tears. I mean, I'm sure there's times that you've thrown up in training, correct? Because of in the beginning,
100%.
Train so hard and you feel nauseous.
Yeah, 100%. But you know the work you need to put in you working with the strength and conditioning coach Gafur and where his mind is in what you want to accomplish with this team. So this is tough work, but yeah, you know what you're doing in throwing up and to say like I can't do this, and just guys next to you motivate you, not giving up, and that's part of life every day. Just in sevens, just giving up and say, nah, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this, but just know the common goal in where you want to go, and that motivates you to be better in. Especially when you go into and you get that snuff of what success is all about, and you miss this and you want to play on the highest level. That's what motivates the guys to really play and go out there.
And again, it just shows that he's human. Because what he's saying is, and I can attest to this, and you can. There's times where he does feel like giving up.
Yeah.
And the guys, if there are going to be times where you feel like giving up. But just because you feel like giving up doesn't mean you have to. You still have a choice in the midst of your feelings.
Sure. Powerful, bro. Honestly, genuinely, it's so common. I get attacked by this in my own mind all the time. The thought pops into your mind. I don't have to do this. I actually really don't have to do this.
And it's close, eh? It's like on a knife's edge.
Close. That's actually what happened from the beginning of the year for me. Is I'm trying out discipline as the theme of my year this year. And what that means is I wrote out a list of 10 things based on what I do not do. So that helps me to stay disciplined. For example, I do not drink alcohol. That's my thing this year. And no alcohol. I do not cheat on my diet. I have a specific diet at the moment. The one thing is, my main one is I do not negotiate with myself. And I think that a lot of what you have been saying today is based off of that is, you know that even though the struggle is going to be there, you're going to be challenged. You don't negotiate with yourself because you know what the end goal is.
Can you explain that a bit more though?
Yeah.
Can you just like go into, I think there's a lot that people could probably take from that.
My list.
You know, the negotiating with yourself.
Oh, okay. So
into depth, because that's quite important.
Yeah. So for example, I struggle to get back into an exercise routine because if you miss one day of gym, it can turn into a year. You know, it's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
Is getting yourself there is actually the workout.
Yeah.
Once you're in it,
That's the workout. Starting.
once you're in the swing of it, it's really not that bad. And
Mental gymnastics is real.
better and better with time. So he knows this about me also. I wouldn't say I'm OCD, right? Because that's obviously you get people that are intense. What I would say is I like cleanliness. I like things to be on its place. I like things to be organized because I operate better like that. So when I say I don't negotiate with myself is if something is out of place, I'm not going to leave it for tomorrow. I'm not going to lie to myself and tell myself I have that time tomorrow because tomorrow is going to present its own challenges. So I'm not going to negotiate with myself in that moment. If I see a problem and it takes me less than 2 minutes, I'm going to fix it right now. That's my goal. And that helps me a lot. It spills over to many different things. There's a lot of the times where I can choose to do the things that I like, that make me happy, or I can first get out of the way the things that I don't enjoy, and those things become my reward.
Yeah.
So it helps me a lot because I got all the not so lekker stuff out of the way, and now the rest of my day is filled with all the stuff that I love the most.
Oh, that's powerful.
But I mean, I can attest to it, and I definitely can give you, a salute on that for this year. Even small stuff, and I know this might sound silly and it sound like a joke, but you can see how that spills into different areas of your life. Even when we come to studio and the table that no one can see, right? No, but it's important. It's you're not negotiating. You want everyone's coffee cup on a coaster because you look after your stuff, and you're not going to negotiate that. You could easily, after filming 2 or 3 episodes, be tired and be like, I just lost the cup. But if you see a cup without a coaster, you don't tell the person. You go and you take a coaster and you put the cup on the coaster. You don't negotiate. And so what I'm saying is that spills into every single area of your life, and that allows you to continue achieving the goals that you set for yourself for this year. So well done on that.
Thank you. Discipline, Discipline, and the reason it's the theme is because it's something that was lacking in my life. So I try to throw focus on the things that's making me weak that I can be better at. So that's what's the theme for the year.
Yeah, and just to ask a question on that is like, what do you do if I'm in a team environment sport now? What do you do if people don't buy into that like discipline of you as a person and that non-negotiable thing? Like if you go through it in guys see it, but they still not. This is not Blake.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying something new, but it's been a couple of months now. But you must draw the line and say, "Geez, guys, this is me."
Yeah.
I don't want to change for you guys, but I want to change for myself to make myself better for environment around me. But if nobody's buying in around you, what are you gonna do about that situation? In that?
Great question. I love this one. I'm gonna go first, and then you can also give your answer as well. I struggled with time management my entire life. I was always the joke in the family, in the friends, at work. I was always late. That was just my thing. And I think it was when I was growing up. I heard the term fashionably late, and I had this idea. I had this idea in my mind.
King of fashion.
I'm becoming famous. You know, it's my clock, it's my time. When I show up, the party starts, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, very unprofessional, very unhealthy, and it was always the joke until it started eating at me. It started making me realize that this is a poor reflection of who I am as a person, and that I don't have it in me to conduct business properly, to show up on time. Then I went on the journey to start changing it, and I struggled with that for a long time. Everybody still kept making the jokes. They're still on my case. Even till today, I will still hear it sometimes here and there. But it gets more quiet and more quiet and more quiet over time. I think we are more contagious with our intentions than we think we are.
Yeah, for sure.
And we can only teach people how to treat us based on the actions they see from us. Yeah, is your actions speak louder than your words.
For sure.
So instead of me getting upset and frustrated and trying to convince people that I've changed, I have to just throw more of my energy into showing them that I've changed by proving it to myself and to them more often, more times, more opportunities.
Consistently, yeah. And I think what's important, what I took from what you were saying is this, is that sometimes in life when we make those shifts, people aren't going to like the shifts.
Yeah.
People aren't going to like the newer version of us because we're not the fun version we used to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes people fall prey to that. Sometimes when we're on that journey to change and we realize certain people aren't liking the newer version of us, we start reversing and going back to the older version of ourselves so we can still keep those relationships. And that's a big mistake. When we say we're going to stick to something and go on a journey to achieving greater heights and a newer version of ourselves, there are certain people in our lives that we're going to have to leave behind. We're going to have to leave them behind. We're going to have to let go if we want to reach greater heights for ourselves.
And
that's not easy.
100% not easy. To touch on that also, I want to say something openly and honestly. I'm 33 today, and this is the loneliest I've ever been in my life. And
Your
what I
birthday
mean
today?
No, man. I'm saying at this current moment in time, I'm 33. Anyway, this is the loneliest that I've been in my entire life. And by that, I mean I don't feel lonely. Being present, focusing on yourself means that you actually have a very unattractive life to other people because you don't cater for the drinkers, you don't cater for the smokers, you don't cater for the clubs, you don't cater for the scene that everybody wants to be on, that everyone wants to socialize and be around and so on. When you're trying to be present and focus more, naturally you're actually cutting other people out.
Yeah.
And it's not so much that you're trying to say, I don't want to be friends with you anymore because you don't
Yeah.
drink. Or we're all still friends. We all still love each other. We all still support one another. But where I am is not the same frequency. It's not on the same wavelength as somebody else. And that's important for me to understand. So as much as I have less people in my life now and my circle is tighter and I'm focusing on the quality of the
for
circle
sure.
instead of the quantity, I will say that I've never felt more present and I've never had more belief in myself and my future because I'm so involved in
Grounded,
where I'm
yeah.
at every day. I'm grounded. I'm looking after my family. I'm making sure I take care of my home, my kid, my partner, my business, all of those things. I get to be more present, and that is not attractive to the group of friends that you grew up with who want to lam all the time, chill, so on and so on.
But we actually gotta be okay with the idea of the WhatsApp calls, the WhatsApp messages, and the phone calls getting less as we grow towards our dreams. Because once you step out and you change your priorities and you move towards that healthier version of yourself, and certain people don't like who you're becoming because you're not that funner version or that fun version, the WhatsApp calls get less, the WhatsApp gets less, the phone calls get less because they realize, let's call Blake. Oh, no, Blake's in a different space. And we got to be okay with that.
Definitely.
Because it can be a lonely place.
Because what I saw also is my friends weren't inviting me anymore. Now, you know, that doesn't feel lekker because you're like, why are you out and you didn't let me know? And when I'm going out, I always let you know. But then you have to realize also, you're responsible. You must be accountable. You made the decision to change. They're only respecting you. They only know that you don't want to drink. You said you don't want to go out anymore. So now you can't feel bad when you don't get invited because you've taught them what you want them to know.
Yeah, it was just different for me. Like getting messages and friends told me like, Dewald, you're different now and you're not the same person anymore. And I don't get that of you or that type of friendship. But it's for me, it's like I was working myself. I was getting better Dewald version of
2.0.
Yeah, for myself and for people around me. And then I feel bad about the messages I get, and I feel like maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I must do more for them and do this. But in that way, in that journey of my life, I'm working on me to get a better version for them and for myself as well. And after a while, I lose a lot of friends, but then I realize for myself, but they wasn't really meant to be in my life.
Season.
And there's just a season, and then new people come in my life, and the journey becomes much enjoyable and much friendly and much where I am. And you said lonely, and I felt lonely, but not in that way. And like you said, like it's nice to be in that position. Like I can just sit and enjoy life, not being out in chill in what my friends now. If I say no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go out with you, and I don't want to drink with you. That's fine.
But that's the real flex, though, saying no, hey?
Yeah.
That's the real flex. We struggle to say no to stuff. And something you said off camera, which was super powerful, was that you said they said that you're letting them down.
Yeah.
But what we don't realize is when we don't stay true to ourselves and our dreams, we're actually letting ourselves down, not them. That's the lie and that's the trap. So we literally have to learn to keep saying no to those distractions and those opinions and those voices that want to lure us away from who we want to become and what we're trying to achieve in our lives.
But the thing is that is very powerful, and the thing is they wasn't friends with Dewald. They was friends with Dewald, the Blitzboks.
Yeah.
And I think
there for a good time, not for the real time.
Yeah, and I think that was the problem.
Yeah,
They wasn't. They didn't want to chill at home and just talk about life like we talking about my family and stuff like that. It's all about inviting me for this rugby thing or that function or that, but it's not sitting down and just talk and just talk about my family. But otherwise, then the conversation is dead after that.
Because friendships are not your career. That's the thing. A friendship can't be a career. It's a relationship. So you can tell also who's who in the zoo because, you know, reaching fame, any level of fame, popularity, let's just call it popularity. a lot of people want to just be a part of your success. They want to be a part of that energy that's around you, the opportunities that come with it.
Yeah.
They even sometimes just want to be seen standing next to you. That's
Yeah.
it. Just to say, like we were saying in one of the other episodes, they were saying we used to be friends at school, or that's my cousin. Or make up stories just to be affiliated to you because you're the hot stuff at the moment and everybody knows you. But genuinely, they wouldn't be there in a situation where one of your family members maybe pass away.
Yeah.
Then where are they with a message or a phone
100%.
call or a sit down or come to the funeral or just to be there for you through a tough time? You know, when you're playing rugby, when you're on a contract, it gets lonely. You can be in your head. You're training a lot. You don't have a lot of time to socialize, you know, spend time on doing fun things. Where's that phone call to catch up for an hour and you're laughing on the phone? And that's the quality friends you're looking for.
And that's very powerful because when you get lonely and stuff like that, and friends send you a message, Dewald, I want you to be there, and I'm always there. But if you're lonely and you send a message out and like you get a response like I'm busy, maybe next week, or maybe in a month's time, or maybe tomorrow, but I want you now. I just want to sit down and talk and let's let it out. And they never there.
Yeah.
It's few friends who will say, come through. I'm busy, but come through. I have time for you.
Yeah.
Even if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just pop me a call. I'm here for you. And that's the type of friends you really need because they will always be there. Not the friends who call you at 11 at night and they probably partying in just want to enjoy life and having a good time. But yeah, just
that's one thing I can attest for my relationship with Blake is that last year, I think it was last year, I was in clinic twice, for the panic attacks. I was in clinic twice for panic attacks, and I was trying to figure this whole thing out. And when you're in a dark space, as we said earlier, actions speak louder than words.
Yep.
I think it was only my dad and Blake that literally messaged and said, "Hey, can I come visit?" I think he even bought me some snacks. So shout out for that, bro. It's a lonely place in clinic, but it's true, And it was on the weekends. He's got a family, it was in Vincent Pallotti.
Vincent Pallotti,
Yeah, so it's not close to your house. He drove all the way out. He came and spent an hour with me. So that just shows taking time out. Actions speak louder than words, and again, it's the quality of our friendships that really matter, man. It's like keeping that circle small and spending your energy investing into that, which will keep us growing and moving in the right direction.
I think that's definitely something that I don't overlook anymore, was to have a couple of friends. For me, I didn't pay too much attention to it. In fact, I actually thought the more friends you have, the better you are as a person.
Yeah, for sure.
But then you get hurt so many times and you get betrayed so many times and just things doesn't work out. And now having quality people in my life, all my friends that I have, they were the ones who make those phone calls, those hour-long phone calls, and we have a good catch-up. Or I don't see them for a while, but when I do see them, it feels like I saw them yesterday again. So I don't overlook good quality friendships anymore. That is why I will make the effort and go above and beyond for my people. Because at the end of the day, those are gifts in life that we have from God. Is He brought you the right people, but you have to learn through the process who's the right people to keep in and who's the ones that you want to let go of. And when you choose to keep the right people, you have work to do. You got birthdays to celebrate with them. You got to make them know that their lives must be celebrated, not only on a birthday, but through many different occasions, through all the ups and the downs. And that does take work. And I never used to put that work in before because I thought I'll always have a ton of friends. I'll always have people who want to be in my life. So that's something I definitely don't overlook. And it's definitely a powerful thing for people who are on the road to success, is to have the right people around you.
But I must admit now, we're on camera.
Yeah, Bo.
I've let Blake down.
How so?
I've let him down because you know what? He makes a point of buying me a birthday present every birthday, and I don't think I've ever bought him a birthday present.
You bought me a cocktail in Hawaii, though.
Okay, at least one. Or was it one?
No, there's a few. That is lekker.
I think we had an afternoon sleep that day.
Needed a good power nap.
Yeah.
Flip. But bro, like even something like that, is getting a birthday gift. People get very touched by that if you don't buy them something. But I think that the person's actions towards you overall, day to day, is more important than a birthday present because I can easily buy you a birthday gift, a lekker gift every year and never talk to you for the rest of the year. I only buy you a lekker gift on your birthday. That doesn't make me a good friend.
But that's why me and my girlfriend was always like arguing about that. I don't like gifts, birthday and gifts like that.
Receiving or buying?
No, receiving.
Okay.
I will
You
buy
a
you.
giver?
Yeah, and
Okay.
for me it's just like showing up. That's my whole
Your love
motivation.
language.
Yes, showing up every day in the whole year,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not that one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Because
sure. That's
for
cool
me,
though, bro.
for me, it's not about me. It's my birthday and everything, but showing up for me every day and showing love
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That's more important for me than just you like said buying me a gift
Yeah.
and then you don't talk to me the rest of the year or
Yeah.
anything like that.
I really love birthdays. I'll say that openly and honestly. Everybody knows this about me. And I realized also I can't buy everybody a birthday gift, you know? I can only afford to buy the people I know a gift. But what I did realize is, you know what a nice thing is to get on your birthday? Is an intentional birthday wish.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
message.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if you speak great things over people's
Yeah.
life
Yeah.
and what your wish is for them on their birthday.
Yeah.
I've realized that's so powerful because I actually more enjoy an intentional message on my birthday than maybe a gift. You know, that t-shirt or that whatever, wear and tear over the years, you might not have it forever, but that message can sit with you and can change things for you in that year when you are this new age and you don't know what to expect in this new
Yeah, for
season or
sure.
chapter. It's a real blessing for that journey that's ahead, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very powerful. Yeah.
So, brother, we must ask you this, you know, with the height of your career at the moment now where you are, there's still a lot to look forward to. When we were on the school tour, you said something to me, and there was just a moment we shared on stage where you told me that your goal is to go to the Olympics. That is something that you have in your heart and your mind, and you're working towards that. And I said, in the moment, you know, I actually can see it happening. When I look at you, I can see it happening. And it's time for that, let's say, the qualifying rounds to start now coming up. What's the goal for you going forward? You have the Olympics, and is there anything else that's happening? Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's for me. Still my dream. I spoke to a doc on the plane back here, and he said he went to 4 Olympics, and I was like, "Jeez, 4," and I just want to go in 1,
Yeah.
and that's quite special because it's the highest competition in the world
Yeah.
to go to, and for me, coming from Unondale, very small town, the guy from that town going to Olympics.
The tennis player.
The tennis player. That's gonna be the pinnacle for me as a
Yeah,
person.
for sure.
And yeah, like you said, qualifying is coming up now, and we're going to Monaco in June to get another shot to go to Olympics.
Is that next year the Olympics?
No, this year in,
Is the
in
Olympics
France.
this year?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna qualify for it, and yeah, that's my dream. I'm gonna go work hard for it and just chasing that dream, and that's all. It's on my head now at this point of time. We qualify already for next year's season for the 7th, so that's out of the door now. But we still need to go push and qualify for Olympics.
Nice, man. You must send us a picture when you're there.
No, I will definitely send you guys some pictures. Yeah.
I love it. Before we close off today, but we have one very special question that Jared wants to ask you.
I know you're probably new to the gibbet thing, but if you could be any one of these manachis,
Gibbets.
who would you be and why?
I will probably say just a coffee thingy.
Yeah.
Because I'm addicted to coffee. I love coffee.
Yeah. I had 3 before the show.
No, I had 2, but not on your level. But yeah, I love coffee and the way we drinking coffee on tour just to keep company. And yeah, Philip and Carl, you know Carl in South Africa's brand 18 Coffee.
Yeah.
We just around the corner, so we support them in just enjoying our time as brothers in as a system there and just enjoying it. And yeah,
We must
we love
definitely
it.
take when Blake has finished his sabbatical, his celibacy with coffee. We will go to Stellenbosch and we'll have coffee with Dewald at. Is it
18
Carl, is it his restaurant or like his coffee shop?
Yeah,
Carl's?
it is Carl Philip and
They got
Sizzle's
a coffee shop there, bro. It's
Yeah.
lekker.
Big
Yeah,
shout
so
out to
lekker.
the guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll definitely
lekker
come pop
coffee.
in.
Yeah, definitely pop in, and there's really nice coffee, and they started off because of their jersey numbers and it's a whole story, and that's why we love them and support them.
Okay.
Bro, we just want to say a massive thank you
Yeah,
to you.
definitely.
Firstly, thank you for coming from a small town but dreaming big.
Yeah.
I think that sets an example to a lot of other kids out there that have dreams. Maybe not even just kids, just people in general living in a small town but having big dreams. You know, it's possible, and you've proved that. Thank you for your dreams. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for representing our country. Thank you for working hard all the time. And thank you for also just putting yourself on this journey to go to the Olympics, because I think that that's very inspiring and motivational to have such a big goal or a dream in your life for so long and to keep working at it. We support you all the way, bro. So thank you for your time and your energy and your story, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
No, thank you guys, and always inviting me to be here, and don't stop what you're doing, and I love it, and making a change in the world is a big part of me, and I think big part of you guys as well. So this is for the next generation, and to see people do better in life, and I love it, and thanks for having me here.
Amazing.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm sure you took something amazing away from this episode. I want you guys to like, subscribe, turn on that notification, comment below, and over to my boy Blake the Champ.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, guys. That was an amazing episode. I enjoyed it so much. We're also running a very cool social media competition. Very simple. We're choosing 3 winners on each episode, and you can win a free pair of Crocs. All you need to do is just like, comment, subscribe, reshare on any platforms. Instagram, TikTok. Our handle's very simple, @inspire.equip.everyday. Go on, give it a shot, and we'll see you guys at the next episode. Cheers.